Well, Essex Search and Rescue are a volunteer service who assist Essex Police in the search for vulnerable missing people.
Essex Search and Rescue, we don't always use the word Lowland, although we should do. Lowland are a organisation which is national, and we are part of that national organisation. And we operate within Essex.
We're a volunteer organisation, a charity, and we provide trained volunteers to help Essex Police search for vulnerable and missing people. The police call us out, and we can search countryside, urban areas, anywhere that they need extra feet on the ground quickly, any time of the day or night, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Anyone who gets lost, who quite often doesn't know that they're lost if they're suffering with dementia or something like that, we assist the police in the help to try and find them and to bring them home to their families. Ultimately is what we want to do. Still alive. Sometimes, sadly, that's not always the case.
I was inspired to join Essex Search and Rescue by the fact that I'd served 30 years in the British Fire Service. Wanted to keep my skills going, wanted to give something back to the society, as well as maintain all the skills and abilities I'd had through that time.
I blame my friend because she was looking up the RNLI online because she used to be in the Navy, so she wanted to volunteer with them. But because we're out of their area, she was looking it up, and up popped Essex Search and Rescue as another choice to volunteer with. They were having an information evening, so we went along, and I found myself joining.
I was working for the fire brigade, and we would run large exercises along with for the police and the ambulance service, and one that we created at the fire college involved the local Lowlands rescue team around Oxford, and that's how I first picked it up.
Till I heard an interview on Essex Radio, I didn't even know that I wanted to do this. I'd never even heard of Essex Search and Rescue. I mean, obviously I'd heard of mountain rescue, and I know the fire service have a rescue service as well, but I didn't know anything about a volunteer service. So it was actually an interview on Essex Radio that I listened to, and that was what inspired me to want to join.
I joined in 2015-16, so I've been with them about five years.
Probably around 4.5, maybe 5 years. Sometimes it feels like 500.
I joined the organisation in early 2018, so I've been with the organisation 2 years now. I went through a probation period where I learnt all my skills, attended training sessions, and then I qualified about 8 months after joining, and then since then I've been attending incidents as a search technician.
We work very much as a team. The team is a very important word in what we do. We do quite a lot of training together because there are various disciplines that we need to know and understand, and we need to be able to put all of those together as a team to function as a team. So we rely very much on each other. And when Essex Police ask us to come and assist them in a search, that's where we have a search manager who's in charge of the search, and we have various teams, smaller teams, who go out to do the searching, and usually with a team leader as well.
We will normally get notified by the police, one of their police search advisors, which is known as a pulsar. They will contact one of our 3 search managers, who in turn will put a text out to all of the team. Now, everyone gets a text, whether you are in the country or not, or you've said you can't make it, on our rota system. And then you're just expected to answer or reply to that text saying whether you can make it, because in normal conditions, people could be working or have family commitments. And from there, the search managers will work out how many they have in a team and what skills they've got. My role in the team is I'm a search technician. Everyone has to be a search technician, and then you can gain further skills. So one of my skills is that I can plan searches. So someone will give me a certain amount of information. It could be the last position the person's been seen, or the last known place they were. And then with a load of textbooks that were quickly brought out of a briefcase, you then work on statistics to basically start looking for a haystack and the needle in the haystack. But you have to know where the haystack is first.
I qualified first of all as a search technician. I then became part of the K9 team, looking after their administration. And then after that, I became, as was known then, as a membership secretary, although I've changed the name more to membership coordinator now.
I'm what I call a search technician, which is the basic level when you join. So we go out and do foot searches. We're looking for search for people in forests, in any scenario really, as part of a team. And with the skills you have there are navigation, radio communications. I'm also a medic, so I can attend incidents and deal with serious injuries. I'm also a member of the water rescue team, so I'm able to go into waterways, search inside waterways, carry out rescues from waterways, as well as the lead for the canoe team as well, canoe search team. You don't actually need any experiences to be a member. You need to be physically fit and able to volunteer, and wanting to volunteer, shall I say. Obviously we have got people that have got emergency service backgrounds, paramedics, police, ex-military and fire service, but 90% of our volunteers are from normal backgrounds, not from emergency service backgrounds, and all the skills that they need to know they've learnt during the training sessions.
We train one night a month and one Sunday a month. And the calls are not regular. They can come once every week or a couple in the same day. There's no rhyme or reason to it. However, I think a full moon does have something to do with it. And depending what else is going on in society, sometimes I think that reflects the number of calls. We've had years where we've had 100 calls, and other years where we might have only had 30 or 40. So there's no rhyme or reason to it, really.
We're still here, so we're on duty, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days of the year, and that hasn't changed at all. So if a vulnerable person goes missing for whatever reason, then we're still ready to go. What's changed is our ability to train together as a group, because as you know, part of the rules are that we can't get together in groups. What we have done now is we have a system where we're managing to get some training done online. Not quite the same as putting your boots on and getting out there and doing it, but it's a great time to catch up on some of the theory side of stuff that we need to know as well.
I would say the majority of people that volunteer tend to be older than 30. It's quite strange. I think younger people are still gaining experience, which is good. But I think it's good. A lot of people have a lot of skills that they don't realise they get or can use, and it would benefit others.
Well, it's important for people to volunteer generally, whatever their interests are and whatever they might want to volunteer in, because without a volunteer force, I think we might be in a little bit of a pickle, to say the least. But for Essex Search and Rescue, we fulfill a real need. The police are great at what they do, but sometimes if there's a huge area to cover, to physically search, it's more difficult for them to get down and do that. So actually to have a resource like us that they can call on would be super. I mean, yes, it would be lovely if we could get some government grants and so on, but that's not the case. And so we as volunteers mostly feel that we're providing a community service.
You look for any person across society. You have to be physically fit, so not a marathon runner, but you have to be able to sustain a healthy walking pace for a number of hours. You have to be able to volunteer, to give up some time to do this, as well as join as part of a team. So it's very much a team effort. We work together closely, and we have good fun as well as doing serious searching.